It's time to talk green screens. I know you guys have been waiting for this for a video, and I'm so excited to show you today how I use my green screen. So first things first, what is that behind me? So for me, that is a big green cloth. Now for lighting, it needs to be super even. So as you can tell, you can't see any shadows behind me, and that's true no matter which way I turn. I've got nice even lighting. As for what makes the green, you can use cloth, poster boards, green screen, whatever you want. I prefer a bright green. We've found this works well for most people. Some of it does depending on your lighting situation. Some of it depends on your computer and what just works for you. Most of us like this bright green because it's different from any props we want to use. Many of us like me who use green screen are 100% digital, but for those wanting to still use props, you don't want anything to look like your green screen. You don't want OBS to think, is this something I'm supposed to take away, or is this something I shouldn't? For example, I have a series of flashcards that are a pretty bright green. I definitely can't use them. No choice. They just magically disappear, though that can make for some really fun magic in the classroom. So once you've got your green screen up, your lighting set, how do you get it installed? So let's take a look at OBS. So as you can see down here, I have my sources and scenes, and I am in my main webcam scene. So I'm going to my webcam source. It's really important here that you use the source. If you don't use the source, what's going to happen is that you're going to have everything take away the green. So for example, if you apply this to the scene and you have a crayon that's green in the background, it's going to disappear. And this can make for some really funky settings and does not look good on your Google Slides. So first things first, I'm going to find my webcam source. I'm going to right click and go up here to filters. Once I have filters, I'm going to use this little add button, and I'm going to add a chroma key. So you can see I've already got mine here and I've had turned it off. So I'm going to turn it back on, and magically I have a green screen. So a couple of things to note. You'll notice behind me is gray in that filters box, but it actually looks okay over here in my actual window. So this is the first thing to note. You actually probably want to be looking at both. So I highly suggest you go ahead and get something in the background behind you in your OPS, some kind of image that's simple and going to let you make those adjustments. Now that my green screen is working, I can select the color. So you can use green, blue, magenta. I do not like blue. Blue often gets confused also with purple and other colors, and also I have blue eyes. So my eyes disappear. I get this fun like, woo, ghost look. Yeah. So as you can see in this current setting, my purple shirt is taken away, but so is the rest of me. You can play with it. Some people have had great success with blue. I always end up as this creepy ghost. Let's go back to green. There we go. Now you can technically use any color, but if something seems really off, you can also choose this custom color. So you can see I've got mine set to that bright green, which is similar to that green behind me. So I'll give you a look. Yeah, see, similar. So if you can't quite get your settings figured out, this is a great place to look. I would change this as a last resort because it can have some pretty big drastic effects. So if I just drag the slider down and hit OK, look, I'm gone. Why I'm gone, I don't know. But I was. But now I'm back. So I highly suggest that you go with one of the defaults. So I do actually leave mine on the default green. The next bar you want to look at is similarity. So similarity is how close to the green does it need to be. So the higher I go, the more I disappear. And that's because some of the green is reflecting on me. And we're saying like, it does not need to be at all similar. Now, if I go the opposite way, right, it's looking in the opposite direction of the spectrum of color and is looking for nothing green at all, which is why my green screen suddenly appears. So this can have a pretty good effect. We'll get it back close. There we go. To a good setting. So next thing to note is smoothness. So you'll notice if you look really closely that it's actually had a pretty good setting here, but smoothness is when you get, aha, this like gray stuff going on, this noise, it's trying to smooth out that noise. So you can slide this to find that nice little place where you can't really see it. But you don't want to go all the way typically, because sometimes that can have the opposite effect of giving you like this really jagged edge. On my setup, you can, if you look at like my hair, I have like these gray areas around my hair that look really weird, and they do really funky things in the morning. So I do turn mine back up just a little bit. And if you're getting a little bit of like movement and fuzz and things, that's okay. You're so small in the VIPKid window that nobody's going to be able to see you. The next thing is the key color spell reduction. I don't ever touch this. You do not need to touch this. I don't remember what it does. I haven't had to ever have somebody change this one. Opacity is how clear you are. If you want to go ghosty on purpose, this is the kind of ghost I like to do at Halloween time. Contrast, brightness, and gamma are all your camera settings. So if you find that green screening and adding this chroma key specifically makes you a little dark, a little too light, then this is the place to adjust it. For most of you, you should not need to adjust that contrast, brightness, or gamma. After that, you can hit close and your green screen should be good to go. Now, the next important thing is this sources box. So as you can see, I have my webcam on top. Whatever I want to be in my background has to be below. So for example, I have this overlay. Ooh, it's behind me. But if I move it above the webcam, it's magically in front of me. So the way you layer images is important. And as you can see here, I have gone ahead and used groupings. So all my like generic backgrounds are here. I've started adding some holiday backgrounds. I try to keep 5 to 6, I'm getting a little high right now, backgrounds that I really like to use. I have some that are more for my little kids, some for my bigger kids because I teach a wide variety of levels. I personally prefer not to keep every image in here. One thing you can do is add a source and make it our green screen background. So we do have a whole slide of like 200 plus backgrounds, and what you can do is just like your props and rewards, feed that Chrome browser in and then just have it select that as your background. The great thing about this is you can quick switch between classes and have whatever you need just like that. Movie magic. So suddenly you're talking about space, you're in outer space. Oh, they're saying there's a rainbow outside. You've got a rainbow, and you don't have to go and add it into OBS. So there's a couple of different options for how you can get that background in there. I hope this was super helpful, and I can't wait to talk to you more in our Facebook group.